Vegan side effect. Nah, flesh-munching witches don't exist.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com/schedule.
It is the new that is coming. It is already in the air, and everyone can feel it. The new permeates the entire life. All speak of it. Please continue watching for the teachings of Master Beinsa Douno, Peter Deunov, vegetarian.
If you ever visit vibrant Bosnia and Herzegovina, the hospitable residents would welcome you with Zdravo. This means hello in Bosnian. Kind-hearted viewers, my name is Selena. The nature-cherishing people of Bosnia and Herzegovina wish you many bright days, providing you with divine warmth and love. May you enjoy eternal heavenly bliss. Welcome to the Conscious Life of Nature from the New Day lecture by Master Beinsa Douno, Peter Deunov, vegetarian, part 1 of 2 on words of wisdom. The spiritual lineage of the Universal White Brotherhood was founded by Master Beinsa Douno, also known as Peter Konstantinov Deunov of Bulgaria in 1897. Master Beinsa Douno taught that the qualities of humility, obedience, honesty, goodness, intelligence, and nobility are foremost in spiritual practice. He explained that one should walk the path of love, wisdom, and truth. The Universal White Brotherhood believes that God is in everything, in the stones, the plants, the water, the air, the animals, and the light. Following the principle of ahimsa or non-violence, Master Beinsa Douno practiced and preached a vegetarian diet. The master was also an accomplished musician and composer of many spiritual songs and compositions. Today we will read a selection from Master Beinsa Douno's lecture titled The New Day, held on January 17, 1940 at the General Esoteric class in Izgrev, Sofia, Bulgaria. In this excerpt, the Master gives insight on the functioning of both the inner and outer forces of a person and how these forces play a role in the manifesting of the three-dimensional world. The New Day, new directions in the conscious life of nature, pressure and tension, enlightened life. All conscious people anticipate something good, something beautiful in life. It is the new that is coming, it's already in the air and everyone can feel it. The new permeates the entire life, all speak of it. This expectation of the new is good, but everyone should know the way in which the expected will come. This is precisely what people don't know. Sometimes people want to receive what they expect without making any efforts. Where could the new come from? Is it from nature? It is true that intelligent nature helps people to acquire all blessings they strive for, but they must work solely to achieve them. When people come to know the forces that are at work inside and outside of them, they will be able to balance and use them for constructive purposes and creativity in life. On the physical plane, one of the person's tasks is to deal with external physical pressure. As a countering of this pressure is the internal tension. In general, the force of attraction is related to pressure, while the force of repulsion has to do with tension. When external pressure and internal tension in a person are balanced, one feels healthy, happy, and strong. If external pressure is greater than internal tension, one hardens and becomes rigid. Then if internal tension is greater than external pressure, it puts one in an unnatural state. Thus, a person is under the influence of two forces. One is outside pressure and the other is tension from within. If someone is solely under the influence of these two forces, that person would be in a great difficulty and could never be self-motivated. But thanks to another intelligent force that operates both from outside and from within, pressure and tension in the human being are regulated, and a person can take initiative, manifesting a conscious life in the three worlds: physical, spiritual, and divine. Someone may think that nature's drafts are insignificant, abstract, and they are not interesting. Misunderstood works are not interesting indeed, while the understood ones are. But whether we are interested or not in nature's works, we are forced to study them. Learning is a necessity for us to be able to cope with the tasks that life brings us. It is on earth that one has conditions and opportunities for development. The human body is the first condition that is given to the student of life. So the body is a building, a school or university in which the student is placed to study. Sometimes students think that the university is their property and professors are their friends. Such friendship can only exist when a student studies diligently. Otherwise, it cannot exist because the professor will turn his back on the bad student and will continue his way. When the student learns well, then the professor also teaches well. It's quite a natural process. The student might also want to know more about the university, who built it, how they did it, who the professors were in the past, and so on. These are questions that should not interest you. Many people of today do not want to study the sciences that are taught in life, but ask who has created the world and in what way. These questions are important, but they are not essential to the student of life. One should first learn to perceive the knowledge that is taught and then apply it. Everyone comes to earth with some inner knowledge, but it's not enough. One should be open and prepared to receive the new knowledge that is coming at any given moment. People need to move in alignment with the new because everything in the world is subject to constant and continuous progress. What's important for every person nowadays is to study life in three aspects: life as a science, life as an art, and life as a force, realizing that they study in the great university of Earth. One after the other, professors come and teach their lessons. You understand some of them, but not all. Why? It's because they speak in three different languages: physical, spiritual, and divine. Physical life is taught in a physical language, spiritual life in a spiritual language, and divine life in the divine language. Therefore, if you want to study life well, you should know all those three languages: physical, spiritual, and divine. The physical world, represented as pressure, is related to the creation of the world through densifying. For matter to be manifested, to become visible, tangible and suitable for creating forms, it should be densified from a gaseous into a liquid state and from a liquid into a solid state. The physical world's manifestation is a result of the pressure existing in nature. The spiritual world's manifestation is a result of the internal tension, and the divine world's manifestation is a result of the supreme intelligence that regulates both forces, pressure and tension. Without perceiving the world in its triple manifestation, someone may think that everything depends only on the material world, thus believing that it's easy to act and move in life. It is easy indeed, but for those who understand the world, not for the unaware ones. When people are exposed to great difficulties in life without knowledge of how to cope with them, they will be at risk to pass through great misfortunes and sufferings. People need positive knowledge to deal with the obstacles which they alone have put in their way because of their ignorance. Then nature opposes them too. There are no greater obstacles than those that people create by themselves when they ignore the laws of life. The barriers that one encounters on the path of life stem from the lack of understanding, external pressure or outside conditions, and internal tension or inner opportunities. Pressure and tension have their sensible reasons, but as we do not understand them, we think that they are something mechanical, and as a result we have an unreasonable attitude toward them. So a person is placed between the fire of those two forces, external and internal. One is under attack both from inside and from outside, and willingly or not, that one will have to go through that zone. What should a person do to pass through it and exit without harm? You will say that only God can arrange that. In this case, God implies the sublime intelligence that regulates pressure and tension by harmonizing the physical, spiritual, and divine laws. Some people complain of being extremely nervous and tense. They should not complain but be thankful for the internal tension. Without it, external pressure would have flattened them as a sheet, and if not affected by external pressure, people would have expanded so much that to dissipate into small particles floating in space. Studying physical pressure and tension, one sees that there are also psychic pressure and tension which affect the person's mental life. For example, one bad word spoken to someone can produce either physical pressure or tension in that person. If the word acts from outside, it causes psychic pressure. If a person lets it in, it produces psychic tension, and as a bomb it can explode, causing harm even to the physical body. Those who have not experienced the power of words cannot imagine the impact they could have on a person. For example, a young man returned from abroad to see his parents, thanked them for all their care, and showed them his diploma. But on his way home he met somebody who told him of his father's death. Do you know how these words could have affected the young man? They could have had a devastating effect on his psychic and physical life. Sometimes, without any evident reason, one can suffer a defeat. We have real-life cases of people who have lost their speech and motion as they were walking. What has happened to them? You might say that they got paralyzed. We say that external pressure was greater than they could bear. They befell in a difficult situation and could not handle it. This caused them great worries, anxiety and disturbance that created a strong inner tension. The two forces within pressure and tension became imbalanced. The person could not cope with them and got paralyzed. Significant viewers, we thank you for your kind company for today's words of wisdom. Please join us again tomorrow for part 2 of this program. Coming up next is the Olympics, celebrating unity and peace through sports, part 3 of 3, right after noteworthy news. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more constructive programming. May you find strength in every moment of your lives as you openly receive the daily blessings of the compassionate heavens. Vegan side effect. Believe that angels exist to protect vegans.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.